What up, everyone? So this is going to be my video on the F150 Tremor. Unlike pretty much every other video of a Tremor that you're going to see, instead of being the top of the line Tremor with everything on it, this is pretty much going to be the basic Tremor that you would get. I've got a few upgrades to it, but we'll go over them later. But for the most part, if you order their most basic and cheapest Tremor that you could get, this is ultimately the truck you're going to get. So what is a Tremor? Basically, a Tremor is a step above the FX4 package on the F150s and a step below the Raptors. Now, what makes it better than the FX4s is we've got about another inch of lift added to its stock. And it comes with these 33-inch tires already installed. You also get a full-size spare, which is pretty amazing. I appreciated that. This custom grille, which includes that active orange. It's actually more of a gold. But it's a very inconsistent gold across the entire truck. Like the tow hooks are supposed to be that same color. They're definitely duller, as you can kind of see there. We also have a very Raptor-esque styled front skid plate, along with Raptor styled running boards. I absolutely love these running boards. They're nice, grippy, very wide. Really couldn't ask for anything better. And of course, you get those grabber 33-inch tires and the upgraded suspension. And then in the rear, you get this awesome dual exhaust, which is also very Raptor-esque. And then our upgraded suspension, Ford went as far as to put a Tremor logo on the shocks. I'm sure that just means they cost more money, but it's kind of cool. And you get that custom hood with those vents. It's not as wide as the Raptor is, which is good for me because it means I'm going to fit in trails easier. Now the Tremor is definitely more designed for hanging out in like the mountains and trails, whereas the Raptor is much more suited in wide open desert environments where it can really use that powerful 3.5 liter. Now, while this also has a 3.5 liter engine, it's not the high output that the Raptor has, but it's still pushing some pretty impressive numbers. So whereas the Raptor has 450 horsepower, this is pushing about 400. And the Raptor's torque is 510, whereas this is almost a comparable 500. So they're pretty close. Now let's get inside it. As our startup sequence, you open the door, and you get that front of the truck set up. Now, if you get one of the higher packages, your gauges are going to be completely different. There's actually one thing that does kind of annoy me. The higher packages show this truck as a Tremor. Unfortunately, if you get this package, it's just a regular F-150 that it's going to show you. So when we start it up, you get the Built Ford Tough emblem. And you get the Ford startup screen in the center as well. Now this screen is much smaller on the 400 series, which is what I have, the base model. If you go with 401 or 402 package, you get the full-size screen. Honestly, I don't think I would ever need that, so that's fine with me. Now this truck has the Torsen front end, which is actually an upgrade over your base model. I'd like to say I ordered it or anything like that. The reality is this is the only Tremor I could find in my area. So I pretty much got what I could get. Now our drive modes are actually pretty cool. If you go to the left, you can go from normal to tow and haul, to Eco and Sport mode. Then if you go to the right, woo! And if you go to the right, you go from normal to slippery, to deep snow and sand, mud and ruts, and then you have rock crawl. Alright, so interior wise on a basic Tremor, you're gonna get this, lots of bugs up here. You get this pretty cool texturing on your doors. Pretty sure it's just a cheap plastic. It's kind of what's expected nowadays though. But that also transfers up onto your dash as well. It actually looks pretty cool. You also have those orange stripes with an American flag on the side. You know, America. Then you get your 12 volt, which I currently have my dash cam hooked up to. Then you have some USB ports, charging ports. Then you have some more USB ports. You've got a hidden little cubby there. And a bunch of auxiliary switches, which we will hook up to something at some point. Now the center console is freaking huge. Like, you could put a whole baby in there. Perfect. Fits right in there. Don't do that, guys. And of course you got 4 cup holders. 2 there, 2 there. You could probably fit some in the door. Pretty sure there's more cup holders in the back seat. Actually, let's go find out. Oh, look at that. So my dog also has a charging port in case he needs to charge his laptop, if I figured out how to open it. Hey, there we go. Ah, look at that. So he's got USB chargers. And a cigarette lighter charger there, along with his AC. Okay, so this seat does not have cup holders in the middle. The upgraded our levels do. I spend a ton of time in the woods. Obviously, if you watch my channel at all, you'll know I'm there more than I am at home. Also, I have to use my truck as a truck. I have to tow stuff. I have to haul wood pellets home. So it's important that my truck not just be designed for off-roading and, well, fun. It needs to be good for work. That's where this thing actually overtakes the Raptor. So the Raptor's towing capacity is only 8,200 pounds. Tremor, 10,900. So that's a pretty substantial upgrade. And payload, which really matters for me, because, like I said, I need to be able to bring home wood pellets on a regular basis. I can put about 1,000 more pounds worth of cargo in the bed of this truck. That's huge. Also, just trying to find a Raptor right now, not exactly easy to do. Tremor also wasn't easy to do, but I was able to do it. If you get the upgraded levels of the Tremor, you get those cool seats that say Tremor on them, and they're embroidered with the same gold-ish orange stitching. Obviously, mine does not have that. Mine has this black fabric multicam that I just threw a seat cover over because, well, I spend so much time covered in mud and blood. Even the leather seats, it's just going to get destroyed anyway, so I'm better off with a generic seat covering that costs 30 bucks that I can throw away. Your backup camera in this is actually pretty good. It does the awesome showing the direction that you're steering, and includes the top-down view. And it also has the auto park assist, so it stops you from backing into stuff. I tested it out on my garbage can. Works really good. Another thing that this thing knows that's pretty cool is, say you're in the trail, you forget that it's still in gear, and you go to get out to check what you're stuck in or stuck on or how much clearance you have, and you open up the door. The truck will automatically put you into park, so that way you don't end up losing your truck on the trail. Also, if you park on enough of an incline, you throw it into park, it'll automatically set your parking brake again. It's another neat little feature. Again, just hit the gas a little bit and it turns off the e-brake. Now, of course, you get your downhill assist, which I've tested out a couple times now. It works phenomenally. And also, you can go into your settings or your features, go to driver's assistance, and you have auto hold. Your auto hold pretty much just applies your parking brake every time you let off the brake, so that way it doesn't roll backwards. It's also pretty useful when you're off-roading. Makes it so you can get up and over some sketchy rocks without bouncing too hard, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Now, this one also has, which I believe this is actually an upgrade. I doubt you'll be able to see it in the daylight, but I have spotlights in my mirrors. Yeah, can't see them. Might have to film that later tonight. And it also has lights underneath this mirror that show you where you're going to be stepping when you get out of this truck. Another useful thing for off-roading at night. Now, I've driven several trucks. I've owned F150s, I've owned F250s, and I gotta say, this truck is by far the smoothest ride I've ever had in a truck. It's like driving in a car. It's super, super smooth. The suspension setup in this is amazing. Okay, now for complaints about the truck. Number one, which is a general Ford complaint, I shouldn't have to pay every year in order to have my navigation work. That's ridiculous. You could buy a Garmin at Walmart for $100 and have navigation. Ford, get on the ball with that. You're being a bit of a cheapskate there, bud. I paid $60,000 for a truck that I have to now pay $80 a year for navigation. Ridiculous. Also, I don't know why Ford did this, but it is the first truck I've ever bought from Ford that actually has carpet in it. And it's an off-roading truck. It's going to get dirty. Why would you put carpet in it, Ford? Luckily, Niemer, the dealership I bought it from, hooked me up with these WeatherTech floor mats, which are pretty awesome. I wish they said Tremor instead of F150, but I got them for free, so I can't complain. And honestly, outside of that, I have no other complaints, really. I've taken it off-road several times. It has performed flawlessly. I had it out in the snow right after I first got it. Could barely even tell that there was anything on the roads. I do kind of wish it had fender flares like the Raptor does, just to protect my paint from getting rocks flung on it. That'll probably be an upgrade I'll do pretty soon here. And I wish this front bumper looked a little more aggressive. Like, that's a very stock looking bumper to me. And I don't know, I'm not a fan of that bumper. I think they definitely could have done something more Raptor style for that front bumper. But if you're looking for something that's not going to stand out of the crowd too much, I can understand why we would go with that. All in all, I absolutely love this truck. I'm going to be doing a lot of future videos on upgrades that I've done to it. So far, obviously I've got the dash cam in, And I put these Tremor door sill protectors on just to protect my paint getting in and out. It's like the second day in, I started noticing people were dragging their feet across the paint. Annoyed me immensely, so I immediately ordered those. I actually got them for the front and the back because, well, actually you can see the dog does a pretty good job of running his paw across the two. But yeah, this is my new baby. I absolutely love it. If you have any recommendations for upgrades, any questions about it, feel free to drop them right in the comments below. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If you'd like to see more videos on the truck, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.